What's up guys, it's Formula Bean, and today we're gonna make this 350Z a lot cooler.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking off the spring from this thermostat, which will allow it to send coolant through the motor non-stop. All right, instead of this thing being activated at a certain temp, it's just gonna.
Shout out to Eric for showing us this trick.
Yeah, shout out to the guys from Society, our boy Eric.
Unless it doesn't work, then that's up.
We're gonna hunt you down, Eric.
Yeah, but Eric let us drift his car, and it was a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of problems with this 350Z overheating.
Yeah, some of you guys might remember I bought this from Crackhead Jesus. We noticed that first night we brought it home, it had a gas leak because there's a brake line and it screwed into the gas tank. So what I did is, in the heat shield, I screwed in a hole under that so that I could just zip tie the brake line instead of having to screw it back in. And we just sealed up that hole. So far so good.
And then this thing, we think it might leak, maybe not. It does leak it leaks coolant from somewhere. I'm thinking it might be from this. And while we're here, we're just gonna remove the thermostat.
So yeah, we've been needing to do this anyway, to delete the spring. So either way, this thing had to come off. Put in a new, what do you call it? Gasket. And yeah, and hopefully about 12 hours from now we'll be drifting. So yeah, check it out.
In order to have the thermostat fully open, we have to take off this screw and this screw, and it'll remove this spring. These are a little hard to take out, so we're just gonna cut it right here, and see what happens. And then take out this little C-clip right there. Ho ho ho! Nice. One side's off.
Yeah.
Spring's about to pop out. I think he's gonna get stuck with this.
Let's find out.
Alright. So it's cut off on both sides.
Follow that down.
And then, no, we just gotta take this little clip out and
Pop off.
yeah.
Just from right here.
Oh, it's out. Oh, don't look at it. Oh, yes. That was on. Ooh.
Yeah, it nutted on me.
Alright, it's out. It's out. It's a thermostat.
This is what thermostat.
So now it's an open hole.
But we leave the thermostat in there, no?
No, we don't have to. Now we have no thermostat. If it doesn't work, we'll just buy another one.
Alright. Oh, look at all that. It's a whole bunch of plaque and gingivitis. Yeah. Y'all dare me to eat it? Y'all always want me to eat stuff online. No. You guys are sick. You guys are sick, you know that?
Hold on, let me see. Let me get a good gingivitis. All right, next we just cock it and pop it.
Cock it and pop it.
Cock it and pop it.
So that's how Luis got here. That's how he was created. So we're in the middle. We got two projects going on at once. We got a threesome going on. We're also still building the LS motor. So keep up to date with more videos coming on that. It's going in the Impala. We're hoping that the Impala over there will be running and driving with the new LS and a new transmission by August, in time for Monterey Bay's car week.
That'd be sick. That'd be a fun ride. That'd be a comfortable ride.
Hell yeah.
In that thing, just cruising.
They take a lot of cool exotic cars out there and a lot of classic cars, and I think it would be cool to have this whole hunk of country trash out there. Alright, but yeah, let's get back to cocking and popping.
Alright.
Now when we're grinding it down, already not wearing eye protection, bro.
You know what? I've never skimped out on eye protection. I always thought people who did that were crazy. But
Sorry, we closed our eyes.
Yeah, we closed our eyes and
we listened to our hearts.
And I was just hoped that I didn't get any shavings, because Imagine getting a little piece of metal in your eye. One, I think that'd be super painful, and then two, imagine taking it out. That would hurt.
There we go.
We're gonna send it like this. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't.
Luis and Ralph, arts and crafts time, yeah. Ice cream and cake. Ice cream cake, do the ice cream cake. Ice cream cake.
All right, make sure we get behind the bolt hole. In front of it don't matter.
Behind the bolt hole?
Behind the bolt hole. Behind the bolt hole.
Oh.
Don't get in front of the bolt hole.
Caulking and bolt holes. It's in.
People are gonna say this is bad because one, the car doesn't warm up as fast. Two, I don't know, worse gas mileage, some bullshit like that. A lot of things the wrong way, but one thing we're doing right is we're gonna torque this thing down.
Yeah.
This guy graduated
From torque school.
torque school,
I studied torqueology.
went to Project Torque for a little bit. Oh, these are fun. Let's watch Ralph struggle with these.
Shut up.
On a normal car with a thermostat, you're supposed to bleed the coolant system. The car's supposed to be elevated. You're supposed to pour a coolant inside of it and turn on the car with the radiator cap off already. And then what's gonna happen is the car's gonna cycle through the coolant, and it's only gonna be able to go so far around the engine because the thermostat's gonna be closed off. And you're supposed to wait for the car to heat up. You're gonna be able to tell because the temperature gauge is gonna go towards the middle. When the thermostat opens, it's gonna drop slightly. Another way to tell is you're gonna grab the bottom radiator hose. If it's cold, that means it hasn't opened, but if you grab it and it's warm, that means it has opened. And then once it's cycled all the way through, more air bubbles are gonna come out of the system, and then the coolant will be bled. What happens if you don't?
The air comes out, right?
Yeah, it'll come out through here. What happens if you don't bleed the air bubbles through? The system will overheat. But now that we don't have a thermostat, we're basically just gonna pour a bunch of coolant, turn the car on, let it run, and then just keep pouring coolant until bubbles stop going. Squeeze the hoses, making sure all the air bubbles come out, and then it should be good. All right. So we put coolant. The 350. Let's do a drift test. Let's see if it's really a lot cooler. All right, since the thermostat, Ralph changed basically all the front suspension
And sanded down and re-cleared the headlights. And
Oh.
I got the headlights, both headlights to work.
the headlights work. This is nice.
I just changed the front suspension. This is test one. Let's see how we do. Alright, so far so good. Let's see if we can do a figure eight. I'm a little rusty. But let's get another eight going. I mean, I'm proud of myself that it's actually working right now.
All right, how's the temperature so far?
Bro, temperature's staying cool.
It's cool still?
Yeah, car's handling pretty good.
Handling good? Better?
I'm a little rusty. I think the car's good. It's stiffer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The next day.
Work better or no?
Yeah, I think it worked better for about 5 minutes.
Hey, one thing we did fix, I think we fixed the coolant leaking problem.
Yeah.
Maybe. Check it. Open it up.
I mean, a bunch of it spilled out.
It did? Oh yeah, from there, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's still leaking.
It couldn't have been all the shit that spilled out and evaporated. I mean, it's mostly just water in here. There's not even no coolant.
We take off the gloves. I need a seatbelt. Oh, it's getting hot. Getting hot? Yeah. Leave it running. Alright guys, so unfortunately the 350Z did get a little hot still, so we had to let it chill. But it took a little bit longer to get hot. We still need to investigate to see why it's overheating. I think it's because we're drifting in a pretty small drift pad. In competition, you're going pretty quick and you have a lot of air going through, cooling down. The radiator right here is not a lot of cooling going on. It could possibly be just the fans aren't kicking on. Tune in next time when we customize the heck out of this car.